Welcome to the RUFL May 24th, 2016 update. And glad to have you aboard for a new update. It's been a while since I've done any updates, but there's a few things to talk about. So let's get started today. And I want to discuss a very important issue today with everybody, and that is the discussion as to whether you actually need an attorney or not when you are in family court. Now, realize all of this is based on personal opinion and experience, and I am going to put a disclaimer here. I am not giving you any legal advice. I'm not telling you what you should or shouldn't do in your own personal case. I'm not an attorney to do that. But I do want to share my personal experience and opinion with you as far as needing an attorney in your family law case. Let me start by saying this. I have about 18 years of experience within the civil and family court system here in Utah. So I may have a bit more experience and understand the laws and the statutes better than the average person who may just be coming into this. So if you feel as though you're overwhelmed, you can't handle it, you don't understand legal terminology, my suggestion would be to probably talk to a few of these free resources that I will talk about a little bit, and then decide if you may actually need an attorney to represent you. People that have no experience in family law, have no experience in the family courts, may not do so well with some of these things. So keep that in mind. And if you're somebody that can understand things fairly easily and you are organized enough to get things in on deadlines, I think that the majority of people can handle a lot of the basic and beginning paperwork, beginning motions and responses on their own, frankly. There's a lot of good resources from the state now that are free online, especially in my state of Utah here. And a lot of things can be found online, and you simply fill in the blanks on a lot of the documents. And I don't think that an attorney is necessary for everybody to do that. And frankly, I find it to be a waste of money. And my experience has been that attorneys want to clog up the legal system, continue the conflict, drag it out as long as they can, and bleed all parties involved of substantial amounts of money that could go towards towards your family, could go towards college for your children. There's a lot of better places you could spend that money than in family courts on attorneys and guardian ad litems and judges. So let me begin by kind of starting where we should at the beginning. Now, people just coming into the family court system here in Utah will be a little overwhelmed, and chances are your case will be conflicted, meaning the other party you are there with is maybe not agreeing with you on child support, not agreeing with you on parental time. Maybe they want to keep you from the kids. Maybe they're playing the game of parental alienation, and so you need to step in and assert your rights as a parent in order to have your parental time. There's a lot of things that could be going on that get you into court, as well as divorce. I forgot to mention that. Now, one place I want to steer everybody to before you decide you need an attorney right out the gate. A lot of people panic and decide that they have to run out and find an attorney immediately, and I think that is a big, big, big mistake. A couple of things that will happen with that: as soon as you attorney up, you will dig your heels in. You will also show the other side that you're ready for conflict. Now, this is a big problem on multiple faces, because what you're going to do is you're going to make them then in turn dig in their heels and decide that they're ready for an all-out war. And the outcomes typically from courtroom fights, courtroom battles, usually are not what anybody expects them to be, and something that the judges and even your own attorney, after they've taken your money, they will tell you you're not going to get everything you want. That's coming from your attorney, that's coming from your judge after you've probably already forked out at least a couple $1,000s on a retainer. My suggestion: the first people you will want to contact if you're located in the state of Utah is the Legal Aid Society of Salt Lake. I will try to post the phone number up. I'll get a current phone number when this video is posted, and I will include their phone number for you in their website. Contact them. If you financially qualify, they can represent you in the case for you. I find that they do not want to ratchet up the conflict any more than necessary, because they are basically a pay scale attorney service, meaning depending on your income, it will change how much you pay them for their services. I'm not sure how they get all of their funding. They may be nonprofit status, but they do have a limited budget. And so they're not going to go in there with the mindset that a typical attorney is going to go into the case with. And I'll be honest, when I was younger, in my own personal case, my first attorney on the case was a legal aid attorney. And if I have to look back over the 18 years of my case, I actually got the best results from an attorney from the legal aid attorney. Now, I've done quite well on my own since then, and frankly, have probably done better than any of the attorneys. However, that being said, the first attorney that represented me when I did qualify for legal assistance years ago, she did a good job, and it's because they have a limited budget and they cannot afford to drag the process out. That goes against everything that the rest of the for-profit attorney market stand for. So that's the first place. Contact Legal Aid Society of Salt Lake. And the other thing I want to mention is, if you are in Salt Lake and your case is part of the 3rd District Court, there is a legal aid clinic available in the court building itself. They can answer basic legal questions. They have tons and tons and tons of forms that are basically fill in the blank. And you can go in there during regular court hours. They will help you fill the papers out and get them filed. And just right there, I think that the majority of people, if they would set aside their egos and set aside the desire to have conflict and war with the other person, you could probably resolve close to 75% of these cases with a decent outcome for both sides. That's personal experience and personal opinion. However, there's always the other cases where that's impossible to do. And I have also been there in my case for many years. When you get a party that's unwilling to allow you your parental time, there's serious parental alienation going on. And when they are doing everything in their power to destroy your relationship with the child, then of course trying to work with that parent is going to be next to impossible. So that won't work for everybody. However, going into that legal clinic in the court has a few unique features to it. Even if you're not accepted with the legal aid as a client to receive attorney services, you can go in there and for free, I might mention, fill out those papers. So even getting your case started on your own in the long run and filing the things you need to file can end up saving you literally thousands of dollars and major delays, because attorneys are pros at delaying cases, stalling responses, stalling the judge. That's what they're trained to do. So you will face all kinds of frustrations with an attorney. They will sell you a great story when they initially start your case, but in the long run, 9 times out of 10, the attorney will end up stalling for weeks and even months on your case. They're working on probably 100 other cases at the same time as yours, so their time is limited, but they also do not benefit financially by resolving your case quickly. So they're going to do everything they can to drag that out and make as much money and bleed you and the other side from as much money as possible. So there's 2 resources we have there. We have Legal Aid Society of Salt Lake. If you financially qualify, you will have an attorney available and hopefully appointed to you at that point, depending on the case. And then we also have the Legal Aid Clinic located in the Matheson Courthouse, downtown Salt Lake City. And I will put the information for that as well. Next, we have what is called the Tuesday Night Bar. Now, this is a long-running program as well. They hold it at different locations. One of the locations that I'm aware of is the Horizonte, I hope I'm saying that correctly, high school that's located near the Salt Lake baseball park. And they do this, I believe it's every Tuesday, and it's for approximately 3 hours. The service is available. It's a walk-in service, and as long as you get there early in line, you can bring in whatever legal questions you have, whatever paperwork you have, and they will have attorneys and paralegals there for free to help you with this paperwork and questions you have. Now, again, that's totally free. That's open to anybody as far as I'm aware. And I have used them a few times when I have really difficult questions I can't answer myself. I can't find the answers online, or maybe I can't even find an attorney that will discuss them with me without charging me. I have used them a couple times, and the results have been hit and miss, honestly. They can usually help with basic stuff. I've had a couple more complex questions. They didn't even have the answer and referred me to somebody else. So, I can't guarantee your results with them. I can guarantee that they will talk with you as long as you're there in time, and they will do the best they can to answer the questions. So That's a third resource for people located in Utah. There's additional, excuse me while I turn the heater off in here. There is additional resources available that I've heard about. I have yet to confirm them, and I'm working on that for law clinics, attorneys that will meet with people for free. If I'm able to confirm those, get specific information, I will update this video and put the new information, because I want everybody to have these free and reduced price resources so that we do not continue to make the family law profession rich, because frankly, family is the most important thing in life, and to me it is criminal that we have the system that we do that allows the capitalism part of our economy to dictate whether you get to be a parent or not. That's a story for another day. But point is, with my beliefs, we need to utilize as many free and reduced price resources as possible to try to resolve our cases if we can. So, one thing I do want to touch on that is quite disturbing to me with Utah attorneys in family law. I had recent information that came directly from an attorney, and I am not going to name the source. I don't want to put anybody's job at jeopardy. But there was a program, a pilot program, that was taking place at the 3rd District Court, Matheson Courthouse in Salt Lake. I'm not sure of a specific starting date. I do understand that it started in December of 2015. This program basically asked for volunteer attorneys to come and spend some time. I'm not sure if it was a monthly commitment, a weekly commitment, come as you want to. But there was some type of request from the courts, my understanding, that attorneys volunteer some hours on the job service. And as people came in and had family law cases and they did not have representation by an attorney or legal counsel, that these attorneys would then represent them in a fashion as far as just at that specific hearing. Now, that probably had some pros and cons to it, but I do like the fact that somebody was making the effort to try and give all of us that financially have limited budgets, trying to give us an option besides self-representation, and some of us probably making a fool of ourselves in front of the judge and the other hearings and stuff. They were trying to give us an option there. Now, I like that. I like that somebody had done that. I like that somebody knows there's a serious problem with family law in Utah and serious capitalism, corruption, and legal corruption as well. They were trying to make an effort there. What I did find out is that, now again, this is through my attorney source. This comes directly from an attorney that works in family law here in the Valley. There were so few attorneys that volunteered for this program that it was shut down or eliminated. Folks, what does that tell you? I know what it tells me. I know how bad our legal system for family law is in Utah already. But it's very clear to me that that is a very strong message that the only thing that is important to attorneys practicing family law is not the outcomes of the families, not putting families back together, not saving family relationships, not uh, preserving that bond between parents. None of that's important. What is important, um, bottom line, is money. So I don't have any additional information to find out if that pilot will be started again in the future, if there will be an effort to try to get that going again. Um, an ex of mine was in court, and I was actually there on her behalf to support her. And I know at one of the hearings that she did have this attorney, I guess under the same program, that did represent her for that hearing. It was the only representation that they gave. But I guess this program has been discontinued. And that speaks a lot. That speaks a lot about the environment here in Utah for family law. It speaks about the attitude of the attorneys involved. And it's another shot in the coffin of parental rights. So I hope those resources have been help to you. Excuse me. I am working diligently to locate more as I can find them. Of course, you can always reach out to me. I will do my best to answer basic questions and steer you in the right direction. If I've got a resource that can help you that I can't help you with, I'll do it. Because I know better than anybody else, probably in this state, how devastating these cases can be. So I've got plenty of experience with that. I love to help out parents that legitimately want to be part of their children's lives, and they're being illegally withheld from them. They're being extorted for money. We have all kinds of RICO crimes going on with the government involved, state level government, with federal dollars flowing in for them committing these RICO crimes. And I'm still going through it in my own cases myself. It's been 18 years. It's not been resolved. And if anything, I'm at a position that is more of a question mark now than it was 3 or 4 years ago. So my daughter will age out of the system within the next year. That's the reality for me. But I'm not giving up until this entire system is overhauled. It's designed to keep the conflicts going. It's designed to bring in federal dollars to the state for the conflicts. It is designed for the attorneys to literally get rich off of these cases. It's disgusting. It's atrocious. These people behind the scenes doing this belong in federal prison, serving time without the possibility of parole. And anything I can do to offer free resources to fight back against these costs, to fight back against putting money in the pockets of these attorneys that are part of the system, I'm going to do that. If you've got resources that you can steer me to offer to our members, I want to see them and hear them. Anything that we can build up as a network to offer each other without costs and without money going into the pockets of the judges, the state courts, and the attorneys, I'm all for. As long as it's legal, of course, and ethical. That's a big one for me. Otherwise, I think this video is probably over for now. I've got a bunch more topics that we need to discuss. And I do have a number of attorneys that I can give personal reviews on if people are interested. I'm not going to post that here because I don't want to be sued for slander or libel, however you pronounce that. I don't want to be sued for those. So we'll leave it at that. There's personal experience. I'm happy to share my personal reviews, and I have seen and dealt with, probably 36 attorneys here in Utah over the years for family law. So, if you have any questions, please get a hold of me. If you need anything, get a hold of us through RUFL Utah on Facebook. Subscribe to the channel. We're trying to build our numbers up. And by the way, that's something I want to mention before we go. I want to congratulate our organization for reaching 900 members. 900 members. It's incredible. We've gained over 600 members just this year alone. I suspect at the pace we're going that RUFL Utah will be Utah's biggest family rights organization for family law in the state by the end of the year. And if we keep going at the pace we are, we may approach 2,000 members by the end of the year, which would absolutely be incredible. It would put us way ahead of the curve with anybody else. And I appreciate all the people that have joined us from all over the world. We've got people in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Africa. I think we may even have some people from Italy, South America, of course, the United States, and many, many states. I've had even attorneys from New York and Florida and I believe Wisconsin reach out to me. So thank you for everybody that's joined. Thank you to all the new members. Thank you for getting the word out. Please subscribe to the video. Please share RUFL Utah on Facebook with your friends and family. Help us get the word out. Let's get to 2,000 members by the end of the year. And we do have some more public events that are planned. And one more thing before I go, I need to update everybody on the feature film we're working on. I know the news has been light. Take my word, we are working on it behind the scenes. It's not always as fast as I want it to be. It hasn't finished as quickly as I want it to be, but the information in this thing is going to be accurate. It's going to be sound. It's going to be facts versus opinions, and it is going to be stuff that can be backed up and is ethical. That to me is more important than speed. That to me is more important than putting out personal propaganda. But I can tell you some of the things that we have discovered for this film will blow your damn mind. And when I put these things in the film, there will be things to back them up and substantiate them. Pictures, audio, video, screenshots, emails, yeah, a lot of stuff going on, and it's a hell of a lot more than any of the basic public knows. All right, that's it for now. I appreciate you spending the time with me. I know I'm a blabbermouth, but I always want to share what I have with you. Like the page, subscribe below. Like the video, subscribe below to the channel, and we'll see you on the next video update. I'll try to make them happen more often and keep them shorter. But we had a lot, so I had to share it with you this time. Till next time, be safe, put your families first, and good luck in the family law system.